Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young. This is another Certified Hood Classic, no cap on God. Today, we're going to be catching up on some sneaker news stories that have crept up over the past couple of days. Starting off with this hilarious story involving On Running. And it's all over customers suing On because of the embarrassment they're feeling as a result of wearing their shoes. Now, wearing On running shoes has pretty much always been embarrassing from a visual point of view, but not so much so from an audio point of view. This is a lawsuit, it's a legit lawsuit. This was actually filed in the US District Court in Oregon with the main complaint centering around the squeaky nature of their CloudTec running shoes. Now, if you guys know On Running, bro, you guys will know they've been blowing up over the past few years thanks to, well, not solely, but in large part thanks to these types of running shoes featuring the CloudTec technology, which is essentially this really chunky midsole that features these little holes in it that allow for a really hyper cushioned ride that they say is akin to walking on clouds. These things are expensive, man. They run like 150 quid or 200 bucks, but apparently, according to this lawsuit, it says they cause issues in daily life, especially for nurses who wear them all day. And in the lawsuit, the customers reference a number of TikTok videos which speak to this exact complaint. Check these videos out.
Does anyone else's On running sneakers squeak like a mofo? Because after 3 pairs, I'm getting pretty sick of it.
Plaintiffs who claim they were unable to return the shoes after complaining about the shoes are seeking refunds and other damages. They also claim that in order to make wearing these shoes tolerable, you have to use DIY techniques, including applying coconut oil to the outsole, which I guess does a little something. Check this video out. Me personally, I do have a pair of On running shoes. I have a pair of the Cloudboom Strikes, which I actually really like running in. I find them really solid. I can't speak to them squeaking personally, but do you guys have this problem with your On Cloud runners? I mean, these things have become the new pandemic in recent times. If you go to any area that is teeming with European people, you are going to see 7 out of 10 people wearing these On running shoes. If you go to Switzerland, forget it. Everybody's rocking them. I'm not sure to what extent the complainants are going to be successful because basically these companies, they have rights of return. Generally speaking, up to 30 days. If you're not happy with them, you can return them as long as they're still saleable or as long as they're not completely trashed, you can get your money back. So I'm not sure if these are just disgruntled customers that are chancing it. This would be an interesting precedent if they were granted some kind of a success in the lawsuits, because it would have to have been one of the first class action lawsuits that has found in favor of the complainant based on defects or an aspect of the shoe that's to do with the way that they sound when you wear them. I don't know. This is an interesting. What do you guys think? Have you guys got Ons? Do they squeak? Let me know. While we're on the lawsuit theme, Kim Kardashian and Skims are getting aggressive against counterfeiters. They have filed a federal lawsuit for trademark infringement on Friday. The lawsuit targets multiple vendors who use the Skims logo and sold these knockoffs on e-commerce platforms where unsuspecting consumers search for authentic Kim K Skims products. The lawsuit states these products have been sold on platforms including Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and Alibaba. So no surprises here. Skim stuff is very popular. I think it's also pretty expensive. It's also pretty nondescript. So this stuff is going to be hella easy to make knockoffs of. And so, yeah, obviously it's a signal of intent from Nike and Kim K to try to put a message out to those would-be counterfeiters that they are going to be targeted if they do want to try to rip this stuff off. But it's going to be hard to police this stuff, surely. Okay, so the Baltoro is back. We knew this was coming. We had the Stussy collaboration last week featuring the Baltoro. It's winter time, it's autumn time, wet season, hiking season, it's all around the corner. And so we actually have some really cool OG colorways and modern options dropping very soon for $145. What are you guys saying about these? I think it's a clean shoe. I think the Stussy collab was pretty dope. These colorways look really clean. The official images look really dope. I think if you're in the market for a boot for this boot season, this surely would have to be on the radar. $145 though is pretty expensive. Speaking of other Nike classics that are in the midst of making a comeback, all inside this Y2K era trend we've got going on. This is the Air Max Plus 7 from 2005. The yellow pair is apparently already out there and available on Nike, and some of these other cool colorways are going to be made available very soon. Similar to the TN, obviously, pretty sleek silhouette. You've got the air bubbles. There are some nice colorways, to be fair. I don't mind this black and white pair. Some people out there consider these absolute classics. I'm sure these will be quite popular with a number of people. What are you guys saying on these? Are you guys going to be up for these, or is this going to be another Y2K retro flop? Radio, so we spoke in the weekends about the story of the Yeezy slides finally getting delivered after 3 to 5 business months, and even though they were $20, a lot of people have been getting their pairs in hand complaining a lot about the quality. We've got this picture here showing an absolute collapsed top strap here, looking like they've been damaged in transit. Maybe some of you guys out there that jumped on this release, that picked up a pair, that have maybe recently taken receipt of your delivery, can let us know in the comments. Did your pair come in trashed? Is the quality trash? Is this the same quality that we had before with Adidas? Yeah, let me know. Now, one of the big reasons why these things look so trash, I think, is because these things come in a bag, like a dust bag type thing, and then that bag is delivered in a bag. So there's no box to speak of, there's no protection for these slides in transit. And because the materials aren't particularly durable, it wouldn't look, it's of little wonder that they've come looking like they've been, at the bottom of your wardrobe for some time now. So I guess the question is Yeezy himself, Ye, is he taking the piss with these releases? I mean, I guess you got to remember they were $20. These things were going for what, 2 or 3 times that when they were being sold through Adidas. So at $20, you're probably expecting replica type quality. It's just ironic that the reps are being sold by the actual legit guy that owns the IP. Let's take a look at the second colorway of the AE2. This is the Timberwolves inspired colorway that is going to be dropping very soon, actually later on this week, October the 25th. $130. If you guys wanted to check out my review of the AE2, be sure to go back into my video history. I think it was like a week or two now. I think it was about a week or two ago now. I posted my review. I like the shoe. I like the design. I think it's a really cool follow-up to a very successful first model. They are a little bit lighter. They're a little bit sleeker. They fit really good on foot and feel like they would be really good to hoop in. This colorway is nice. Obviously, it dials into the Bros team. But the official retail images for one of next month's... Look, in previous years, this would be easily the most hyped up shoe of any month. But I feel with the softening of the Jordan retro market, particularly the Jordan 1 markets and the Jordan 1 low market, these are probably going to brick, in all honesty, which is kind of crazy considering what the retros from 2016 have been going for in the past few years. We're talking about the Jordan 1 low Chicago. These are set to drop on the 15th of next month. $150. There have been a number of pairs out there doing the rounds. Some of them have been looking a little bit squiffy, but these look clean. The shape looks on point, toe box is looking good. Obviously the big redeeming feature for this particular model here is that it's quite similar to the 2016 where you had the slightly bigger swoosh. Now I know sneakerheads tends to get mad over the smallest details, big mad over small details, but this is one of those details that definitely makes a difference. If you know, you know. Slightly bigger swoosh on the side looks good to me. I'm going to be quite keen on these, honestly. I'm a big fan of the Jordan 1 low. We've had some really strong colorways in the recent past with like the Obsidians, the Rookie of the Years. Wasn't so long ago we had the Mochas, obviously all the Travis stuff. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting shoe in terms of seeing how it sells, because if these end up bricking, it's really going to show just how much the Jordan retro market has fallen off. I feel like they're going to make a lot of pairs of them though, so these probably will end up bricking, believe it or not. All right, it's time for a quick market check. This is where we take a look at some of the hottest recently released sneakers to see what they're doing in the resale market. I thought we'd start off with the Air Jordan 17 Low collaboration with Infinite Archives. Right now the prices on these are pretty high. I think it's safe to say. This was always a shoe that was going to sell out. We all know that the Jordan 17 has been really popular in recent years, thanks mainly to shoes like the Lightnings, which came out last year. You also had the Carolinas as well, which came out last year, the UNC pair. Both of those pairs got a lot of people really excited about the Jordan 17 Low, which is cool to see, honestly. I'm a fan of the 17, I like the 18, I even like the 19, the 12. I mean, I do like some of the higher numbered Jordans. I think there's a pretty easy explanation as to why these 17s have been popular. It's because we haven't had them. We haven't been getting 17s on the regular for some time now. We've been just getting the same old retros, which, whilst it's been successful for Nike, has been boring for the rest of us. So it's a clean colorway, 400 pounds. That's around, what, over $500 at this point. It was a tricky shoe to get. I think it was only Infinite Archives that ran a raffle, and then maybe there were a couple of other very select retailers. But yeah, that is an interesting shoe. The Jordan 5 Tokyos. Wow, what a pair. I missed out on these. These weren't like crazy GR'd or anything like that. I'm glad they kept them reasonably exclusive, because to see these sitting would have been a little bit heartbreaking in a sense, albeit still would have been nice to be able to pick them up easy for retail. But I'm not mad at the resale prices. 297 pounds, so that's like 390 US dollars, under 400 bucks for a shoe that has gone for well over 2K in the past, even more depending on the size. It's at that interesting price, 300 pounds, probably 350 after fees and stuff. That's an interesting price where I'm almost tempted to cop, but got all these shoes behind me. I'm not rocking enough as it is. Do I really want to add more to the crop? I'm not so sure. But the Jellyfish, the Pharrell joints, the green ones that released recently, right now, my size, bro, 717 pounds. It's like $1,000. Serious. That's nuts, man. Holy heck. The gray pair, 640 pounds. I mean, all of these pairs are going for nuts money. They really must have made very few pairs in order for the prices to be this high. I mean, last sale, 744 pounds. That is crazy. That's wild. The Mars Yard 3.0. Despite the sexual allegations, the hype on this shoe is still crazy high. We know that these were hard to get. Obviously, you could only really get them if you went through the app and you did all of the physical challenges, which, to be fair, I think is a great initiative. I'm always going to be supportive of any endeavor that involves some health and some wellness and some physical activity. I think that's dope. But yeah, the prices are nuts on the Mars Yards. I mean, UK 9, 1,100 pounds. So what's that, like 1,500 bucks? I mean, it's not obviously as much as the 2.0 Mars Yards, which, I mean, look at this price here, nearly $4,000, which is wild. So the prices on the 3.0s aren't like crazy nuts, but they are still high for 2025. I mean, the Mars Yard has got to be one of the biggest resellers this year. Let's take a look at the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low fragments that are set to drop next month. Bro, 2,350, 2,700 pounds. That's like 4 or 5 grand. Early pairs, obviously, but that is nuts. The last sale, 2,000 pounds for a UK 9.5. Like, what is going on? Some people are living in 2019 or 2020 or something with these prices. Bro, that is wild. I know it's a clean shoe. I know they're limited. I know they're early. They're still not coming out for some time now, but honestly, those are some nuts prices. Now, that's the higher end of the resale market. Let's flip it on its head and take a quick look at the other side of the market, which is stuff that's on sale. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump on End because End are massive and they generally tend to carry all of the noteworthy products. Let's just see what's on sale in the Jordan department. First and foremost, you've got the remasters or the rare air joints. These things are pretty much out there in a full-size run for 133 pounds, so 60 quid off. That's pretty good, man. I've also got the reimagined ones for 114 pounds, full-size run. I mean, that is crazy. You remember when the UNCs not so long ago were going for 700-800 pounds? Some pure monies here, 124 quid, down from 190, full-size run right there. Let's take a look at New Balance as well. Heaps of good stuff on sale. Bro, even the Action Bronsons are on sale, albeit in the smaller sizes. I mean, it's crazy, like just the sheer volume of stuff that's on sale. It's almost like a little bit daunting. Like you've actually got to have a pretty good idea of exactly what it is that you're looking for on sale in order to narrow it down. Otherwise you'll just spend forever just scrolling. So basically the market in general is pretty decent if you're a sneakerhead. There is some really exciting exclusive product out there that is going for quite high prices at the top end, whether it's the Mars Yards or the Jellyfish, Awake New York 5s. I know those prices are still up there as well. Basically, there's a very small pool of product that continues to have a lot of hype around it, but that product is very few and far between when you consider the broad swathe of products that are out there and available. If you're going for the stuff on sale, if you're not fussed about the hype, bro, right now is a great time to be cruising the sales to come up on some absolute bargains and steals. So yeah, some interesting stuff out there. That's a little bit of a market watch, and that's gonna bring us to the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce, and go and follow me over on IG. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my second channel and subscribing to my Patreon as well, where you can get all of my content before it goes out to the broader channels, as well as some exclusive content on there as well. I really would appreciate it. Your support is much needed and it is much welcomed, and I hope that you have a lovely day. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.